comes Hydroxide with the last-ditch effort, and Hot Rod with...
He blocks, so who likes with? Oh, they get a return! Get it up in here, and again, they are getting him. No, not. Oh! He's oh, and a big return!
Oh, man.
I love these points!
Hello, everybody, and welcome as the EUTL Pro League is underway, and it's the winners bracket finals right now. And Vertigo is going to take on Pelican, and I'm Winners with the One. I'm here with Aya on the camera, and DrunkenJedi is here with me as well to bring you this entertaining match. And Jedi, this should be a good one.
Oh yeah, this is definitely going to be an entertaining match. Pelican versus Vertigo, two very strong teams. Two teams who are definitely contenders for #1 spot. Pelican showing their strength lately, and Vertigo really kind of being like the new IDK, so to speak, in their continued dominance. I'm going to be substitute cast for Aviskzor, who is unfortunately unable to make tonight. I promise I'll do my best to make this a great cast, along with my fantastic co-caster, Mr. Winters.
Oh, man, yes. And I'm the substitute for Freaky, and I will do my best to not blow your ears out, but give you a hyped-up presentation here, because this is definitely worthy of some hype. As both these teams, I look on here and I see these names, and there are quite a few names that we know all around the world, not just in Europe, but in America as well. These guys are very solid players on each of these teams, and they have defeated all that they have faced so far to get here. So the winners bracket is happening here. The losers bracket, I hate to say losers bracket, man, I like lower bracket, but they that one's going on pretty soon as well too, I believe. But
There's
this
going
one,
on tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yes. I'll
Yes,
also be casting that match.
Whoa. Double duty.
Oh,
But yeah, and both of those teams had to face these teams and were defeated at least once to get down there, but they will have a chance to go at them again depending on the winner of this match that's about to happen. And it looks like they're starting to file in here. I don't think we have full teams just yet, but
Well,
very close.
We're just getting the picking and banning done first, I believe. Well, there was talk of banning at least.
Oh, I figured they would do that beforehand.
They don't need everyone there to do that. Plus, they're all on their channels, so they can still communicate about it. Not everyone needs to be on the server.
Indeed. Well, it's good to be back on the main Tribes of Sin channel to be bringing this to you folks. And we're on Arch Novena now. I don't know if that map will actually be the map that we end up on, though, as the picks and bans happening. It is just like a MOBA now. Exactly like a MOBA. Maybe sort of like a MOBA?
Sort of what, sorry? I was reading chat.
Oh, don't listen to me, man. They do have a MOBA that this company makes, but
Smite, yes.
Yes, I've heard of that. Yes,
yes.
But we won't be covering any of that today. We're just here for the first-person shooter action. It's the world's fastest shooter, and it still kind of is. And it's good to see how well it's still going for both North America and Europe. I'm excited to see some European action and see how these guys do today. I'm not sure what the rule set differences are. Are there any classes or anything that are banned? Or
well, we do have a few differences, rather large differences between NA and EU. For example, one large part is that I believe in NA, Safety Third and Reach are still unbanned, whereas in Europe we have had them banned for quite a while now. Other such differences might include the plasma gun being unbanned on the Raider. In NA, but not EU. We still play with it banned. And most recently, the Infiltrator Cloak was banned in EU, but NA went ahead and decided to ban the entire class. These being the biggest differences in the rule sets. Other than that, it is largely the same. No Rage on the Sentinel, no SAP 20, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. How about the Jackal? You can use the Jackal.
Jackal is also banned. Sorry, no, it was I think it's still banned. I can't remember. I believe it is still banned.
Well, as Hollow from Team Generator said, it is the best chasing weapon in the game, so it's not surprising that it would still be a weapon of controversy. But yeah, these are rule sets that have been formed over time throughout the history of competition here, and yeah, it's always been a little bit different. The meta is slightly different in Europe, but the game is the game, as they say, and we are still waiting on them to figure out all this stuff. In the meantime, a lot is happening, and NATL Pro League is coming to a close as well here pretty soon. And there's a game scheduled for tonight. Not sure if it's going to still be happening, but if it is, we will be covering that as well here on the Tribes Ascend channel. So lots of action happening in competitive Tribes Ascend, and glad to have you with us, folks, and hope more people show up soon, because this is going to be definitely worthy of their time, I think.
Yeah, it's great to have so much tribes these days. It's really nice when we're in season, because it really feels like the game is doing a lot better than it might have otherwise been if it wasn't for the community. So really have to, put our give our thanks to all the players who make this sort of thing possible, who make all these fantastic games possible. Because without them still playing this fantastic game, we wouldn't have these great casts. So yes, thanks to the players.
Absolutely. It's a great community all around the world, and it always has been, and it's good to see so many of the people who made that happen are still around making it happen. And I see that a lot of them will be on these teams here today. I guess the favored team, probably as far as the wagering and stuff might be going, would probably be Vertigo. I'm assuming that they've been pretty as you said, dominant. But this Pelican team, always up for it, and yeah, they're legendary in their own right.
Very much so. Team Pelican, they've been around for quite a while, actually. First forming as Clutch EU Sports, as a sister team to the Clutch EU Sports, and NA team as part of a joke based off Bullets' Play for Real video montage. I believe, I'm sure everyone remembers that particular one. And they've had quite a few roster changes. Actually, very few people from the original roster still playing, but they're still a formidable force. Vertigo, amalgamation of fantastic players. We have a lot of people from Team Hindsight, Team Hindsight, and then Heartbreakers, the Knudsen Ethics, those guys, Unis, Bins, but we also have who else do we have? We've got Brain Damage as well, and Trix. Trix used to belong to Team Climax, and they've been around for a while as well. Lots of old faces, lots of great players. Expect esports. That's what we're going to get from this cast. It will happen.
I would expect no less, sir. Yes, indeed. As we are still waiting on them to do the. It looks like they're all here. It looks like we've got a full roster.
Not quite. I'm actually in the server myself, just sticking around,
okay.
so we're missing one still.
Well, if you need to join a team, yeah, feel free to do that if you're going to cast and play. We've had people try that before with varying results of success. So.
Yeah, I'm just skiing around just to pass the time in the meantime as we wait for these two teams to pick maps. I believe, looks like DX is being the first map that is picked, so that's the first map we'll be seeing play today. Very exciting matchup. These two teams, such skill, much wow, and DX. DX is perfect. DX is fragging. DX is crashing. DX is life. DX is love. So
we've seen so many great rounds of DX. It's one of those that people were kind of skeptical at first as far as the way it was set up, but then we've seen so many great. It's a very competitive map. I'm sure these two teams will really deal it out. I see Matt in there, the international superstar playboy capper. I'm sure he will be a factor for Vertigo. He's going through some routes now, it looks like.
Yeah, Matten being just a utility player. Like, I've never seen Matten not excel in a role. He's a fantastic shot. He's played sniper for NA teams, Team Denial, before he left. Mm-hmm. He's been known to cap for Team Denial and all their previous names. He's been known to cap for Team IDK. He does offense, he does defense, he does everything, and he does it all very well. Matten is just, in my opinion, the best player in terms of versatility. He's just so good at everything. And the things that he's especially good at, you better be scared.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll be calling his name more than once throughout the course of this. Now, is this a best of 3 or
I
best
believe
of
it is,
5?
yes. I don't actually have the page up, but I believe it is.
It's 3. It is best of 3, Aya tells us. So awesome. Well, we are about to get it underway, it looks like, as the maps are cycling through here. So we'll be heading to Dangerous Crossing very shortly.
What are your predictions for this first map?
Oh wow! Just I'd have to flip a coin. I think, yeah, I don't know. This Pelican team may surprise people. I know that
Yeah.
that's Stowaway's old team.
Yeah, I actually played for them, well, for like one game when they first formed as well. Doc Matrix, he was casting our first few games as well. It was very, very old school, and it's great to see that the team's still alive and well.
Yes, indeed, and shout out to Doc Matrix and Stowaway and all the crew. Haven't talked to them in a while. Need to reach out and see what's up. But we are about to get things started. Would you like to go through the lineups for us, man?
I think we'll wait for them to actually
We'll wait
switch.
for them to actually get on the teams
Yeah.
before we do that. Yes, we're in a slow, leisurely pace here in your afternoon/evening. It's afternoon here in America, but it's evening there in Europe. And as I always say, as an American, Europe is my favorite country in the world. So I love the way they do things.
Europe is your favorite country in the world, you say?
Yes, with my American knowledge of geography. Yes. So as we get ready, we'll see everybody kind of skating around here and skiing around as it is. The Tribes of Sin mechanics are the same as good old Tribes has always been. You can, once you hit the ground, you can ski frictionless, and the jetpacks send you up in the air, and it's basic capture the flag. They will be trying to capture the enemy flag and bring it back to their base. Very
Indeed
simple.
It
sounds so simple, but in practice it can be very, very complicated.
Yeah, well, it's like, it's like grab their flag, take it to your stand, win game, ease life. But it's never quite that simple. You've got to get your speed, you've got to get, less visibility on your cap routes, you've got to have disrupt. I mean, that's just barely scratching the surface and describing all the mechanics that are involved in managing to get the flag out and managing to cap it. It's a beautiful game. There's just so much to it, so much depth that people can't really truly appreciate, I feel, unless they play it themselves. You can watch the games, but unless you play it yourself and kind of at a somewhat of a high level, you just don't really gain a true appreciation for just how complex and interesting this game is. And,
there's nothing like
to play it.
Tribes. There really
No.
isn't. I mean, and that's what we've heard from a lot of the players, that you go back and you try other games, and then you end up coming back to Tribes because there's nothing to really equal the speed, the freedom of movement. It's the only game in town of its kind, really. The Tribes, the FPS plus Z style of game.
Yeah.
And
Still
shout out to
waiting.
Hi-Res for putting us on the main channel for this.
Yeah.
As it's a big event, and there is esports and there is hype, and we are about to get it going. I really believe so.
I really hope so. They're really taking a while to actually change across. I'm not actually sure what we're waiting on. I mean, we've got 15 people. Pardon me, 15 people in.
And it takes 14 to make
Yes,
a
it
game.
does. So we're not really sure. I think G Reaper's just the server admin for today, and so that's why we've got 15 people there. But I'm not actually sure why we're waiting. Everyone seems to be active.
Yeah, and I say it's 14v or 7v7. I know that the 10v10 game is starting to pick up in North America. Are people playing that in Europe now much? The
10v10, we have tried Highlander, but it didn't go so well.
Oh, really?
It well, it was played a little bit, like a long time ago, but it just kind of ended there, really.
Oh, well, there is a movement to bring back 10v10 and core spawn, I believe, rather than naked spawn, and rather than Highlander rules. So that will be a lot of fun, I think. One of the fun aspects of earlier Tribes games was doing it in bigger numbers. I know that was a big bone of controversy early on in Tribes Ascend as far as competition. They decided that 7v7 was the best for esports because we were all going to be making big Tribes money and going around the world and playing, and it was difficult to pay for everybody's airfare to fly, you know, the 10, 12, 14 player teams.
It's ridiculous when you have that many people playing. Esports teams and not like normal sports teams, you can't have like a full squad of like a rugby squad, you know, you can't have the full 15. You've got to have a certain amount of people. I mean, if you look at any esports events, if you look at MOBAs, if you look at StarCraft, if you look at CS, it's 5 people, 1 person, and in Tribes of 10K, 7 people. I actually don't know of any other kind of esport game that actually has 7 people per team. Do you?
Sure, even Cattlefield has knocked it down to 5v5, which is that game is completely inherent in large groups of players.
But as we speak, actually, we're beginning now in 20 seconds, unless they force start it. So I think we shall now read off the names. I will read Blood Eagle, and yourself will read Diamond Swords. On Blood Eagle, 14 Pelican, we have Immune, Chicken You, Black, Little Fidget, Cat999, and Kramstron, also known as Nordmark backwards. And on Diamond Swords, Mr. Winters.
Oh, okay, great. And that will be Team Vertigo in blue. That's Benzie, Efix, Matten, Trix, Knutson, Brain Damage, and Eunice. And we are starting things off now. And this is one of those maps, it's short, but it's also tall. There's a lot, there's just that real wide gap in between. It takes a little bit for things to develop, but once they do, they develop very, very quickly. And so now we'll see both teams bridging the gap across the bridge and making their moves on the enemy base, as it looks like Benzie and Trix are going to come in to do some clearage for Vertigo, and they will have to deal with Immune on top. And he is on top of the building there, and he's going to take some shots at him as they come in. And let's see, on the other side, it's Fidget and Black are there, and they are trying to get this thing cleared off as well. There's lots of action going on both sides now as the cappers will start to come in. And just waiting to hear that. Yeah. And here's Epix with a quick pop and drop. Black with the grab on the other side, and he's going to do this at slow motion. It is taken away from him, bouncing down. They will, there's Matten to come back for the return, and he's going to bring it back to the base. And so both flags at their stands still. The Pelican flag is kind of down by the stand, and they're just going to hang on to it there. That's a good place to stop the cappers from coming in and sort of divert them from their normal routes.
Just interesting to note that, well, I guess it's kind of interesting that we have Team Diamond Sword, Team Vertigo running a triple Raider strat. Now, that's something that, I don't know, Raiders have been rising in popularity for the past few months, and I really like it. You know, it gives more depth to the game, and simply going all soldier offense was getting kind of boring. So I like that they're running this. But as I'm saying that, Eunice actually coming in on a route, it doesn't seem like it's going to be going anywhere that far. So Bins is just going to grab it, and they're going to llama it off, and they're going to see where they can take this. But Little is on the chase. We'll see if he gets anywhere with that. But on the other side, we've got Chicken You out with the flag, Matten chasing. Not too much support for Chicken. Although, sorry, as I speak about that, here it is. They managed to clear up Matten, secure the flag. So it looks like, unless Black gets a clutch retrieve, we'll be moving into a first standoff.
Yes, it does appear that way, as Benzie's going to leave it for Knutson there, who's going to pick it up. And now we'll see where they set up on these bases here. There are very differing trains of thought as to where to set up the standoff. I see Knutson is going to take this high point over here on the on one side, and then on this side it looks like it's Black with it, and he's got his whole team back there pretty much immune, taking watch in the front as they will start to try to break this standoff here.
Well, I would be surprised if instead of opting for simply defending one hill, if both teams opt to kind of go for find a high point and then rabbit away from the enemy as they come, because it's just so easy to rabbit in standoffs with all these lovely hills here. You can buy so much time and put the enemy out of position in terms of their offense route, and it really can be damaging in terms of getting a retrieve in time.
Yeah, and it's funny, yeah, seeing that was another part of standoffs was the good old infiltrator trick. You know, you sneak in and try to knock that away, but I guess we won't be seeing that today. It's funny that the Raiders are coming back. The more things change, right? The more they stay the same. And here comes Vertigo has pretty much taken out the Pelican attack right now. So on the other side, they are pursuing, and they do knock it away from Black here. It's going to be picked up possibly. Big battle for it here. Brain damage coming to it. Little out of nowhere picks it up. It is dropped. And now they're going for the return. Now 3 converting on it. Finally, they do get the return. And so here is Knutson with it on the other side. We'll see him start to approach his way back. He's got lots of escort coming in to send in front of him. And a little bit of a pot shot taken there. And it's not going to be enough. He's going to get this cap. And Vertigo takes the first point on the board, 1-0.
It was well played by Vertigo. They managed to pin the enemy flag holder down, who was all alone. He had support coming in from the rest of his team, but it clearly wasn't enough, as they were forced to fumble around with the flag, and that really was dangerous for them. But as I'm talking, Chicken, you out with the flag, not going particularly fast, 250, but it's fast enough on this map. About half health, taken down to 400. Looks like it's going to be a kind of response cap from Team Pelican, as they just quickly grab it and get out. That is the danger of this map. You grab that flag, and you're out with any kind of speed, that could be a cap before you even know it. It really is something that you need to be dealing with as soon as possible. Otherwise, you'll find yourself not with the lead you were hoping for.
Indeed. Lends itself very well to chain grabs. Matten got out with that one. Benzie tried to advance it a little bit, and it makes it as far as midfield before Pelican shuts that down, and they're going to hang on to it for a brief moment and then return it. But yeah, it's funny to see the switch back and forth between soldiers and raiders. I always think of the great Hatui, and as he once said, if you nerf raiders, you buff everything else.
Wise words indeed.
Indeed.
As we speak, Eunice coming in on a route manages to get out unscathed. Well done by his clearance there. However, the sniper is up and the sniper is taking his shots. 670 health on Eunice in the soldier suit with the flag. The diamond sword flag yet to be grabbed. So Chicken, you trying to do that, but unfortunately he is taken out. Blood Eagle really need to make a play here. They need to either get that flag and take it away, or they need to get this retrieve. One of the two, and It looks like getting the retrieve is going to be increasingly difficult. So I'd recommend they go for an E-grab, but doesn't look like they have the time. They're all too far away, and it looks like Vertigo and counter cap this now.
Yeah, they had a couple of guys come in, but they were shut down immediately by the Vertigo defense, and they are going to make it 2-1 now. So a nice play there at the stand close by to put another one in and puts them up by 1.
Yeah, well played by Vertigo. Just kept their cool and just did everything right. Blood Eagle, you could argue, maybe focused too much on trying to get the retrieve, too much on chasing, and perhaps should have focused their efforts on getting a return grab to perhaps force a standoff, because I really do feel that when you're looking at respawning offense along with the defense, you really need to get the flag out of there to at least allow yourself some sort of slack.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, because of the way this base is, and there's just that narrow spot, and it's a very difficult to defend, but it's also, well, it's a lot more difficult to get out. And here's a pop and drop that's returned. Chicken U is going to get loose with this. Benzie and Efix giving chase, and he's to the halfway point here. He's still got enough health to make it back, and it's looking pretty good for him there. He's going to elect to go ahead and take this all the way, and bang, he gets the second. And so we are tied at 2. Once again, it's a tie game here.
Yeah, Team Vertigo, Team Pelican, just kind of feeling each other out so far. It doesn't feel like any one team has any massive advantage. Whenever Team Vertigo get a cap, Team Pelican say, no, we want a cap back. Just basically saying, you know, we have power in this too. Don't try and think you can roll over us. Be interesting to see if it remains this close throughout the entirety of the match, or maybe if one team pulls ahead and begins to snowball. Of course, psychology coming into effect here. If you begin to snowball, your team has a better kind of feeling about how the game's going, and the enemy team is demotivated. But it all comes down to how well you can control yourself in that kind of situation. Can you keep up with the negative reinforcement of losing caps? We will see if any one team does that.
Sure, and these are veteran players on both these teams, so the pressure of the winners finals is obviously not slowing him down any, and it's definitely not slowing down Chicken U any. He does get this out, and he does lose it, but it is way up in the air there. Efix and Matten quick on the scene, though, but it's going to be a fight here. Fidget out of nowhere, coming back in the other direction. Nice play there. Now he's got a little bit of help from the rest of his team. Does punt this beautiful pass to Little. He is taken down immediately. And here is Benzie. Gets a return right underneath Nordsmark there. And so the flag will return to the base. That was a well-fought battle on both sides, but in the end, it results in no points.
It was well played by Team Pelican, however, it just wasn't enough. When you've got, say, 3 Pathfinders there all juggling the flag around, that's all very well and good, but while you're juggling the flag around, there were Raiders there shredding you to pieces. Like, it was well played by Blood Eagle, but unfortunately, when you've got the enemy team there chaining you out with the NJ5, nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's true. The good old chain fire. So here we go again as both teams will set up on their attacks, and it looks like Vertigo first on the scene over here. They're putting pressure on the stand as they've got 3 people on it, and so it's looking pretty clear for them right now. But here comes the defense. But there's Benzie with a grab, and he's going to get away clean with this. And there's a shot taken as he's down to very little health now, just suddenly, and he's going to go ahead and punt this off. And or was it conked?
No,
sure.
I believe he threw that in the hope that Eunice would catch up and grab it on his way.
And he does.
Unfortunately.
And in traffic, they do take everybody out. Black is taken down. And so Matten's going to pick it up and advance it. He's got plenty of escort here. There are 5 Vertigo players around him, and they are not taking any chances. He's going to go ahead and throw that one up on the stand. Knutsson's going to pick it up and make the cap, and that's going to put him up by 1. 3-2 now in favor of Vertigo.
Just going to say, in before Pelican give a comeback cap. It's going to happen.
That seems to be the way it's gone so far, doesn't it, man? Yes. Yeah. And so now they will set up to do just that, as it takes a little bit to develop here, and we'll watch as that happens as Nordsmark heading off onto the hill there. And here we'll go Chicken U on the other side, who's going on his route. And
interesting that Eunice and Black were actually just past each other. I don't know if Eunice spotted Black, but Eunice has been spotted by Black. So Blood Eagle will be ready and waiting for Eunice's route coming in imminently. We'll be able to see if he's actually going to get out. He will get out with some speed because there was fantastic clear on the side of Vertigo. He gets out with a good 781 health, but unfortunately snipes down for full damage, 270 I believe it was. But he punts it off, it doesn't bounce retardedly, and Vertigo are going to secure that grab. And now Blood Eagle are in real danger because they have to crash, but there's just so much Vertigo here. Will they have enough?
Yeah, big return by Benzie there. Gives Vertigo a chance, but this one is loose. And Fidget with a big play.
And retrieve. I honestly didn't think he'd get the retrieve there. Now, as he gets the retrieve, Chicken U coming in on a grab, about to grab. Hopefully, as Knutsson's there, he gets out full health with Knutson on the stands. What are you doing, Knutson? Chicken U midfield, half health. His team's coming out to meet him, but we do have the chase from the team Vertigo. We're going to see if who's going to be able to, get the retrieve or support the capper properly. Throws it off to Little. Little in the soldier instead of the sentinel. We're going to see how this works out for him.
It's going to be a tough one, but that now they got is Benzie to deal with. But here's Efix coming around on the other side. Benzie taken down by Fidget, and that's going to give Little enough breathing room to get this cap and tie things up again. Yes, you did, sir. You are a psychic.
What can I say? Yeah.
It's like Miss Cleo here. I don't know if they had Miss Cleo in Europe or not, but we are under 13 minutes, and it is a tie game.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how both teams aren't actually pulling ahead at all. Like, in that instance there, when he got home, you could see that was going to cap. You could see the amount of support he had was just, too much for the little crash that Vertigo had. I mean, the crash wasn't bad, it just wasn't enough to combat the entire Pelican team, and that's the same way it was for Team Vertigo earlier. Just the other way around. So it seems like both teams kind of having their strong moments, having their weak moments. We're really yet to see one team pull ahead, and I think that's when the true esports is going to come out.
Yeah, because if you can get it in close to that base and have the rest of your team meet you there. You can really do a lot. And here is Eunice. He's going to get loose with this. And at midfield now, half health, still up in the air. A little bit of chain fire coming in. I'm sure Immune's going to take a shot or two at him. There's Nordsmark with a grab on the other side. That one quickly dropped. Matten gets the return. Eunice coming in on the attack still, and they have cleared everybody out. They have got a wide open shot to the base, and they're going to take it. Eunice comes in for the cap to make it 4-3, and Vertigo again with the lead.
I'm not going to call it again just because I'm just going to stick with
the caster curse, man. Yes,
yeah. But interesting to see how we've just again returns to Vertigo capping. They've got one up over on Pelican. Will Pelican get a response cap? Well, as I speak about that, Chicken You out with 300. He grabbed that out. He is out full health. Immune is in midfield to support him as the enemy offense is trying to perhaps get on some chase. And there's nothing Vertigo can do. Oh, that grenade, that was fucking amazing. Holy shit.
Great sniper shot. And so now Benzie, he takes Benzie out as well. Oh, wow. And so that's going to tie it up. Some timely sniping from Immune to pretty much make that play happen and open things up.
Do you see the grenade by Matten, though?
Yes.
Holy shit, I think I might legitimately have a hard on.
The international superstar Playboy Matten making his presence known as we knew he would. I just remember that interview with him where he was sitting in the cool car and stuff. I'm sure he has a nice vehicle still, probably a fleet of them based on his success here in Tribes Ascend. But now the flag loose. Here comes the Vertigo team to try to grab this out, but it's in a tough spot right there next to the base. Like the backseat of a Volkswagen, as we say. And so they are going to get taken out of the play here. And Vertigo is going to have to come back for it now. And Pelican's just going to leave it in that spot, which is a good spot to just keep it for the time being.
Although it will be retrieved just automatically in, 1 second. So, it was nice and all to have it for now. But this is actually the reason why quite often it would be of strategic importance to actually not return the flag. But aside from a map like DX or maps like Katabatic, it's often okay just to retrieve it because the cap is going to be coming in by the time it's retrieved anyway. So a lot of the time, unless it's in a really awkward place, it's just best to just retrieve it. But this is DX, so you've got to nurse it because anyone can pick it up and take it anywhere. You can't underestimate the map.
Yeah, that's very true. The high hills, the low valleys really play into that. Here is Eunice with a pop and drop, quickly returned.
Nice
and
so that flag will...
Yeah, nice play. And that's going to put him back on the stand here. We are coming up to the 9-minute mark here and tied at 4. These two teams are definitely showing why they are in the winner's bracket of the finals. They are both playing very well so far on offense and defense. And here is Fidget with a quick pop and drop. That's going to go in front, and it's going to be left there at least for the time being. Then Matten will return it. And yes, again, they're following your strategy, man. Just going ahead and getting rid of that quickly and putting it back on the stand.
Another great thing about putting it back on the stand is if it's not dropped in any place of importance, if you put it back on the stand and someone grabs it, you get rage again because you don't get rage from field pickups like you used to, which is and rage is an important thing. Like if you get rage, you can maybe chase it depending on speed. If you don't get rage, you're pretty much fucked. But as I speak about grabs, Eunice coming in on a route doesn't get out with full health. He is taken down pretty low, and there's the snipe from Immune.
Yeah, he was right in his sights as he was coming through there with very little help. And Immune's going to go ahead and finish it off by getting the return. So as time ticks down, these points become very important, man, as the time becomes an issue. And we are pretty far away from a cap out for either one of these teams.
I'd actually say that if the teams continue at this rate, we're likely to see, if not overtime, we'll see winning by 1. They're going to win by the skin of their teeth of one of these teams because of just how close it has been, how just equal, how neat and tidy, I suppose, it's been between the two teams.
Yeah, they do match up well, don't they?
Yeah. But as we speak about caps, Eunice coming in on a 900 health, 280 speed, cat 99 on the stand. He ain't going nowhere, son.
No,
Trix
Trix is there on the follow-up, and so now they're going to do it at a lower speed than they expected, but nevertheless, he's being followed by Cat and FX trying to chase Cat down, and he's going to make it back to the stand, possibly. Chicken U is going to get the grab, and there are Pelicans all over the place to try to stop Trix here, as Pelicans offense is loose. Chicken U is going to get back to the stand on their side, and this one's left for FX, who's going to pick it up.
Black
Big
taking
play there,
out the
and
flag
Black.
carrier, nearly getting that retrieve. Holy shit, Black making the big plays, and still yet again kills the flag carrier. Wow, if Black had like one other person there, that would have been a retrieve.
Man. And so now things will settle down a bit as Little's going to pick it up. And on the other side, it's going to be, they're behind the hill here with it as we set up for another standoff yet again. And both flags out. So we'll see how they choose to play this. How many will they send? I see 3 coming for Vertigo right now, and they've already got brain damage there waiting in the background, probably to coordinate a attack with the rest of his team. And so on the other side, Benzi's got the flag, and he's starting to feel a little bit of pressure coming in as Fidget is there, and Nordsmark is as well.
I think this is an important thing to note if we've just got a spare second between the action. Both snipers are at the enemy team. We see brain damage over here at the Blood Eagle side, and we see immune over there at the Diamond Sword side. Now, the top teams know why they do this. Of course they do. That's why they do it. Just to anyone who's not clear why the snipers have decided to bugger off on offense as opposed to playing defense, their traditional role, it is often because a sniper on offense. Oh, sorry. As we're speaking, Diamond Sword returns.
And this other flag is out in the field. They're going to have to get to this before somebody does. And it's Matten with the grab and the drop. Benzi now picking it up. And he's got to move it a little further. He's getting some pressure from Immune and Little there. Brain damage takes Immune out, as Immune did get Matten. So now they're going to slowly make their way back. Here comes, that gives Pelican enough time to mount a defense, as there is Nordsmark putting some pressure on as well. And he had some help on the other side. Looks like that help is gone. Here comes Chicken U. Will he go for the E-grab? Yes, he will. And he's quickly body blocked at the base. So here comes Benzi again, and he drops it for Matten. There's still a couple of Pelicans there. Black is taken out. Fidget coming in, now taken out by Eunice. Here it's clear enough for Matten to get in. And he does. That's going to make it 5-4. With 4:24 left, they are up by 1 again. So, yes, it's that back-and-forth struggle of 1 point answered by another, man. This is quite a game.
I honestly... Vertigo played that so perfectly. Did you see how long it took them to get across here? And yet only once was the flag grabbed, and it was instantly retrieved. I think they had 2 people around about their stand, and everyone else was kind of lined up to support the flag carrier, and they managed to just chain out 1 by 1, or sometimes 2 at once. Any offense that came to maybe get the crash retrieve, and any offense that came to maybe get an E-grab, they just played it so cool. They played it so calm, and they played it so well. Hats off to Vertigo. And as I speak about Vertigo, Yuna's out with a grab, 280 about. He's lost a lot of speed, but he's still in midfield with only 42 health left to his name. He needs to punt it off, and he does. The bounce is non-existent, which is perfect for Team Vertigo. This is so dangerous, because they're going to defend this with their lives, literally, and this looks like it might be a cap if they're not careful. Passes off.
He's
going to
punt it up onto the stand, and Matten's going to stuff it down and make it 6-4. And yeah, I was watching the clear on that. It was just really solid. The timing on that was just so perfect.
Yeah, Vertigo just playing this textbook. And I don't know, I mean, I didn't see Pelican mess up. Like, I didn't see them make any massive mistakes. You know, they've done everything they could so far. It could just simply being... They could just be outplayed by superior skill. It could just be coming down to that. I'm not sure. That's my best guess. As in speaking about that, Grabber's not getting out, so never mind.
Yeah, Chicken U got body blocked there, and the second attempt, the E-grab did not make it anywhere. So 2:33 left, and this 2-point lead is looking pretty good. Is this the biggest margin that we've seen so far of points between the two, as Vertigo manages to stretch it to 2 instead of 1. And now they're looking to add to that as Yunus will take the grab off the stand. He does have half health, little in close contact with him. Fidget's going to be in between he and the stand. Taking that high route going up, he will get taken down by Immune. These snipers again showing their stuff as Chicken U is going to get a grab, and he is taking that high route as well. Benzi's going to pick this up for Vertigo and keep it going. He's got a lot of pressure on him though. Matten chasing on the other side for Pelican. Got Chicken U down to very little health. He's going to stop and battle with him, and Matten is taken down. Cat 999 got him, and so now here is a chance for Vertigo as Knutson's going to pick this up, and he's looks like they've cleared everybody out, and so wow, and nope, we're looking at another standoff here with 124 left. This really plays into the hands of Vertigo very well. They can just eat up time here and get the win on this first round.
What's actually kind of ironic is that Blood Eagle grabbing the Diamond Sword flag gave Benzi rage. Benzi then picks the flag and discs with the rage, so he doesn't lose any health, and he gets his momentum, which means that they were able to get away safely without loss of health. That may well have secured him the flag, his ability to do that. So you couldn't have seen that as Blood Eagle, but very well played by him, and just happened to be having rage at the right time. Knudsen here dueling out 2 people at once and surviving.
Yes.
Very well played.
Yes, and that's going to be a difference maker there as we go under a minute, 41 seconds left to play. And it's looking, again, pretty good for this Vertigo team. They do get the returns, so they may go ahead and take the nail in the coffin here. Yes, they're bringing everybody, and it's time to bring everybody. It's desperation time. Just trying to get something going here. As Knudsen takes that high route again, he's got some help from the rest of the team. Fidget, the only one left. Matten takes out a couple of players there. He got Little and Fidget, and 12 seconds left. They are still chasing this down, and Cat almost got the return. And lots of spirited play here at the end, but it looks like this one is going to go either way.
1 second left.
Yep.
Oh, so close to that gap
going
out.
for that last gap and didn't quite make it. But it turns out they didn't need to, as the first round will go to Vertigo, and we will advance to the next map, which I have no idea what it is.
I believe they're yet to pick it. They've been picking these maps just as they go. I'm looking at the Game Shrine page now, and all 3 maps are unpicked. So we'll be discussing what we pick next for the next map just now, or maybe when the next map comes up into the rotation. Aside from when the server crashes, aside from when that happens.
Oh my, okay, yeah.
We'll just have to wait for the players to get back in. I'm assuming they'll use the same server, because when the server dies, it usually is available straight away afterwards.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, but a pretty good first round there, and very exciting. So I suspect whatever map they end up choosing when the server comes back, it will be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Pelican played absurdly well in the first game. They, I don't know, I mean, in that match when Vertigo started to pull ahead, it didn't feel like Pelican were doing anything as such wrong. It was just, you know, they just were being outplayed by Vertigo. Vertigo just getting those flags out, Vertigo supporting well, Vertigo managing to frag out the crash, and just well played by Vertigo. I mean, there's no other way I can really put it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was definitely no slide on their play from Pelican. They were definitely doing what they needed to do. But yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of those few seconds of time when you've got a chance to coordinate everybody, and the timing on the returns, on the standoffs, and just on the clearage was just great. And for
the
both
server
these teams.
is back up, released Matins on it, so you can rejoin now.
Okay, that's good. And we're glad you're here with us on this. It's a wonderful afternoon here in Texas, where I'm watching this. But wherever you're at, it's going to be a great game for these next 1 round or 2 rounds. It's best of 3, as I understand. So now we are getting everybody back on the server, and hopefully myself as well.
Yeah, we've just got 12 people in Blood Eagle right now, so we're just waiting. Oh lord. I think Pelican is seriously picking Rain Dance. Yeah, they're legitimately picking it.
Oh man. Okay. All
Well, the thing
right.
about that is, as Nordsmark pointed out regarding my last cast when I lamented the pick of Rain Dance, I think it was them versus, I think it was Pelican Flamboyant that was. What happened was the actual game was good for the players, but for the casters, due to the nature of the map, it actually felt quite slow. Which is, I can understand why they might want to play it if it feels good for them, because as far as they're concerned, whatever feels good for them in terms of winning is what they need to do.
Okay, and now I am joining the server as well.
Excellent.
Rain dance. Okay. Well, we've certainly seen some epic rounds of that before,
Mm.
and the chances of it going the full time are very high.
Well, considering how, I mean, if Vertigo hadn't gotten that extra cap ahead, Pelican may have had a chance to maybe grab the flag and force overtime in that last match. So, considering how late that game went on to, and if it's played anything like this game, then we could very well see an overtime match here today.
Yeah, it's one of those 1-0 or 1-1 overtime matches, perhaps. I'm not sure. Well, one thing about this rain dance map is that this was a response to players who were wanting bigger maps,
Mm.
and so it's really arguably designed for larger teams. And so this one can have some pretty slow play as far as how long it takes to set up your offense and your clear. So we will see a more deliberate style on this one from both these teams, no doubt.
Well, I'm pretty sure these teams are going to make it pretty entertaining for us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be double caps. There'll be what I'm really hoping is a return to form from Pelican. A while ago, they actually legitimately ran a tank. I believe
Oh nice.
it was on Arx Novena, and they took a tank out, and it actually was effective. It actually got like several kills and denied the offense. So tank roam, best roam.
Yeah, and on this map, that's not a bad strategy. The way the stand is set up, there are certain places you can set up in that Beowulf and just lob shells and be very effective with it. It's almost like the play that you'll see with people lobbing mortars. It's very
Mm.
similar. So we will await the.
I believe it's
I'm
Team
not.
Pelican we're waiting on now.
Okay, all right. And once they get in here and get everything set up, we will be underway yet again. As the first round went to Vertigo and this best of three. And so Pelican looking to even the odds here with this round. And so that's so they have chosen Rain Dance on which to make their stand.
Alright, with Team Pelican confirming that they are ready, with us casters confirming we're ready, and Team Vertigo confirming we're ready, the teams are switching across. So this time, I feel like when they have, there we go, I will read out Team Diamond Swords, and you will read out Team Blood Eagle. So, on Team Diamond Swords, we have Team Vertigo with Trix, Knudsen, Matten, Uniz, Bins, Effix, and Brain Damage.
And for Blood Eagle, Pelican looks like they're sticking with the lineup from before. It's going to be Black, Little, Chicken U, Nordsmark, Immune, Fidget, and Cat 999. So, yeah, so it looks like they're going to stay with no substitutions being made, at least for now. As the time ticks down, we're about to light this candle and get it underway for round 2 of your winners finals between Vertigo and Pelican.
And immediately we see pretty similar setups from both teams. We see a healthy amount of raiders on the side of Vertigo, with a healthy amount of soldiers and a brute thrown in just for good measure. 2 brutes, in fact. And on the other side, we see, I think, just the 1 raider, with actually a more balance. We've got a Juggernaut, Doombringer, Soldier, Raider, Pathfinder, Sentinel. Pretty much almost every single class you could hope to have.
Yeah, I remember when people said that the brute was not viable for pro play.
I remember that. It was so long ago, and people used to laugh at the idea of comp brutes, but now it's just core, for Flag D at least.
Yeah, these guys are running a couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty interesting. And so now here comes the attack as Benzie is trying to get Cat off the stand here. Chicken U on the other side with a grab, and he's going to get away at least around the corner, and that corner is turned. He's at half health, and now he'll have to pop up and expose himself to some sniper fire. Meanwhile, Eunice with the grab and quick pursuit there. He's got 3 people all over him, and they're going to get this return. Possibly. Yeah, they're going to time it here as Black is on his way back. There is the timed return, and there is Black coming in to cap and get the first point on the board for Team Pelican. They take the lead. This is, I believe, their first lead of the match.
Yes, this is their first lead so far. They were always one step behind Vertigo, aside from when they equalized on DX. So it's interesting to see how they're getting ahead on Rain Dance, the map that they picked. They instantly decided, yes, we want this map. Narc in chat confirming that they are favoriting this map. He seems to have a lot of love for it. So we'll see how it goes with Pelican, and if they're able to keep their control over this game as they currently have it.
Well, a lot of people have love for this map because it is a classic Tribes map, and we've seen some good rounds played on it, but we've also seen some more plotting. I know in the North American scene especially, there were some infamous rounds of Rain Dance played, and a lot
Team
of that
Epidemic,
was back.
maybe.
Oh, you're talking about, yes, the robots. Yes.
Yeah.
Always they played a very defensive style, let's say, and so the makes these a little bit more interminable as that goes, but it's definitely effective for them at the time. But now Fidget here for the return, looks like, as he's going to wait, and now he's going to send it back. So both flags on the stand, and the only point on the board so far is in the hands of Pelican, as we are about 3 minutes into this round, and so far it's been theirs, at least by 1 point. But we're very early.
It's interesting to note that Team Vertigo are running Triple Raider now. They ran Triple Raider on DX, but I would favour that due to the idea that you can gain a lot of speed very easily, thanks to the nature of the map, and also with the fact that you can spam a lot on the stand with the Raider. But I don't understand it so much on this map, considering the Soldier has a lot better mobility, as opposed to the Raider. Mobility is what you really want on this map. We'll see how it works out for them, though. I'm sure I'm wrong.
Yeah, because this stand is another one that's very unusual.
Did you see that? Sorry, but Matt just got a fucking clutch body block on Chicken U, denying him a grab. It was the most amazing thing I've seen on this Rain Dance map so far. Matten putting himself in the way and saying, "You got to get through me, sister," and he didn't get through him, sister. He did not.
Oh snap. And so we are back with both flags at the stand and both teams resetting and starting again. They will come across this bridge and start to make their moves here as Matten does start making his way around with Ethics for Team Vertigo. On the other side, Pelican all gathering at the bridge here before they move over. Let's see, they're all right around where Immune is, and now here comes Nordsmark and Fidget. Little's going to back off to the stand and try to stop Benzie, who's coming in on one side. There's Tricks on the other, and we'll be awaiting the cappers coming in as well, and they are off in the distance now, setting up on their runs.
I'm just hoping we see FX grab this flag here. That'd be pretty cool.
He's thinking about it.
Unfortunately not.
He is thinking about it, but now he backs off. But a good clear of the stand. That was beautiful. He did a great job of drawing him off, and well timed as Eunice does get away, but he is quickly pursued by Little and Black, and Little does take him down, and he will get this return. So,
interesting to see. Well, for one, Matten just melee Chicken U, so that sounds to me like that was a failed cap attempt. But yeah, I like how FX was running the hammer on the brute there. The EU meta has leaned towards the Colt for quite a while now, but as of late, I've seen the hammer featuring a lot more. People remembering its burst damage, and if you just point and click, that thing will shred fucking anything. Pathfinder and basically 1 and a bit hits. It's lethal, that thing, man.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see the Soldier coming back. I always liked playing Soldier, and sometimes people gave me crap about it, but it's fun.
Soldier's good, man.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm a spin fuser purist anyway, so.
That might be where you'd be getting the crap, Winters.
It's the iconic weapon of the game.
Yeah.
But yes, it's not as effective as good old chain fire. Now here's Eunice quickly taken down, and the flag will be returned. But here comes Benzie. I thought he might come in and make a run on this flag, but he's not going to. He's going to pass it by. And meanwhile, Chicken U with the grab, and he is again Matten very close in on his heels, and he's going to get in front of him actually, and he's K'ing out there as Chicken U does get taken out by brain damage. A nice sniper shot there, and Eunice on the scene to get the returns. So we're staying at 1-0 now, as quite a few minutes have elapsed off the clock. We're at the 18.5-minute mark now, and neither team really pulling out a huge advantage here so far. We've seen some pretty interesting movement from both sides, and now here comes the clear attempt for Vertigo. Epics and Tricks are back there, and they're being surrounded by Chicken U, Little, and Immune. Well, that's Chicken U is actually going off on his cap run, and he took a little bit of hassle there on his way. He's down to very little health, and Benzie may try to stop him before he... Nope, he's going to just let him go by there. So here they go again. On the other side, it is Black and Nordsmark, and they will be clearing the way for Chicken U. We'll get a look at this as they come in. Black is going to 1v1 with Knutson there. Benzie does get a grab on the other side, and we'll see if they can get something here. Chicken U does get it off the stand, and now he is loose with it. He does manage to get away. And on the other side, Benzie and Fidget are in a close deadlock battle here, as Eunice is going to come over to give us some health, and they're taking this way downtown, and Benzie does drop it there. Eunice picks it up, and Little is coming over the hill now to try to stop him. Cat with a pickup on the other side, and so this is a very slow and tense battle here as Little and Eunice, as Little does get Benzie, and Eunice is going to need some help here. Knutson coming over to assist and just try to get in between, and Eunice does take out Little there, so that gives them a little bit of freedom to move. They do get the return on the other side. Now they will make the way back to the stand. Immune is coming over to try to stop them as well, and Eunice is going to try to deal with him as he makes his way back in. Here is Knutson, and 4 people on the stand for Vertigo. Here comes Nordsmark. Will he go for the E-grab, or will he just try to stop this? He is going to go out and pursue Knutson, taken down by FX, and Knutson diverts his movement, goes back to the stand, gets the cap. We are tied at 1. A big play by Vertigo. Everybody had a hand in getting that point on the board.
I liked, actually, I'll get my lesson. That actually Chicken U is just coming in on the grab, but it looks like it'll be Cowboy, so Matten's just going to fucking wreck him. But I like how on this map they're kind of defying the stereotype of the map, which is, I feel, a real show just of the high skill tier that we're actually facing here. Often this map is famed for its slowness, and because it's quite hard to actually deal with when a Kappa gets out. It's very much, well, the Kappa's out, you know, how am I going to deal with that? It's such a big map, he's going so fast because of the size of the map, I can't chase this. But these teams are saying, no, we can chase anything, and quite a few routes have actually been chased, have been pursued, and actually I really liked the crash from Team Blagle there, from Team Pelican. It wasn't successful because all of Vertigo were there, but they made a hearty effort, and it was very, very good.
Yeah, both these teams making full use of this map. We've seen them go to the far corners of it already, and yes, that is very unusual. And so we'll see if that continues, as Eunice does get loose with it for Vertigo. He's got a little bit of pressure, but full health.
Out like a drought.
And a pretty good head of steam. Now here comes Cat, though, with the attack. He is going to try to pinch him in here as he does get over that mountain and come in. He's going to get this cap. He is loose and in. Bang. And that's going to make it 2-1. And Vertigo up with another point again.
Well, that's just completely disproving what I just said. That's the complete opposite of what I just said.
He got out like a trout. Man.
He was out like a trout. He was full health. He was fast. And they tried to chase, but, you know, one guy managed to get close, but it wasn't close enough. And that's just the sad story of how this map often turns out to be. It's just really hard to chase a good route on this map, when, especially when it's a soldier.
Out like a trout. You're a lot of fun, Jedi. I don't care what people say about you, man.
Oh, I can't claim that one. I heard it from a American team.
Here is Black coming in for Team Pelican. He's going to try to get some clearage here on the base, as I'm sure Chicken U is lurking around somewhere about to make his move. But here, Black and Knutson are going to battle it out at close range, and Black does get him. Knutson gets him. That was one of those mutual destruction things, as Eunice is going to get loose again for Vertigo. He's got a lot of chain fire coming in, though, as he gets this to the halfway point, and he is almost there, and this is going to be another cap. And just like that, 3 unanswered points for Team Vertigo. And yeah, Pelican jumped out to that 1-0 lead, but ever since then, Vertigo seems to really have found themselves on this map.
Yeah, they just, I think they just thought, well, this is a map that Pelican obviously favour, they know how to play this map, but I don't know, just Team Vertigo have just been flawless, as they were in the last map, flawless support of every single Kappa. All the time, whenever their Kappa was coming home, they had 6 other people all facing there to greet him, you know? Or if not to greet him, right next to him, helping him along. Whereas with the Blood Eagle team, they have been supporting, but just clearly not as hard, otherwise maybe Diamond Swords wouldn't have gotten some of the retrieves that they have. And, well, I don't know, I think more flags have successfully gotten out for Team Diamond Sword, so maybe it's a issue of fully clearing out the enemy defense. I don't know. Speaking of which, Eunice is actually out, 700 health, 200 speed. He's not out like a trout, but he's doing pretty sweet. He doesn't really have anyone chasing him, so this is dangerous. They need to grab.
Well, one key too is that Eunice has really been able to maintain some pretty good speed on these grabs, and that's really worked in their favor, as he's managed to get loose with these. But now he's going to get slowed up a bit as he comes in, and he's going to wait for his team here. The flag is dropped and returned on the other side. Eunice is going to leave this for Brain Damage, who has a lot more health than he does. Black with the grab on the other side. It is quickly dropped. And so the flag on this side left for Efix to get the timed return here. Yes, as Trix is waiting to come in with this, but here comes Immune, and little Efix is going to return it before they can get in. And here's Immune with the E-grab. Quickly taken down by Matten, though, as Eunice there to work the time return again. Trix hovering, waiting. The return is made. The flag is capped. And once again, Vertigo puts another point on the board. It is 4-1 with 11.5 minutes left, and the train is rolling right now for Team Vertigo.
Indeed it is. It seems like, well, Team Blood Eagle, Team Pelican, unable to really stop this fantastic clear from Team Vertigo. It seems like they're getting decent health, decent speed grabs out on a semi-regular basis, whereas Team Blood Eagle, Team
Here
Pelican
comes the Shrike.
just aren't getting that.
Efix
yes, you're right.
Out in the air with the Shrike. We'll see how he chooses to play this, probably on a more offensive tack, as he is heading towards their base. And so it's a great clearing weapon itself, especially on an open stand like the one in Rain Dance.
Yeah, this is potentially very dangerous, especially considering that the utility of a Shrike is really great. You can have it defensive or offensive, and you know, I think there are multiple Shrikers on the team of Vertigo. But as I speak about that and about my complaints of Blood Eagle, Team Pelican getting out, we have Chicken U out. He's going 300 with about 700, 600 and a half, health now. That's a pretty tanky guy, and he's just about to cap this on the board.
Beautiful coast to coast from Chicken U.
Yeah.
And again, there's that speed that we saw in Eunice, and now Chicken U showing us a little bit of that as well. That really is key on this wider map like this here on Rain Dance. And so now Pelican is making a game out of it once again. They're only down by 2.
I can imagine that in their team comms they're going to be feeling a lot better about this game now that they have their second cap. Like, in my opinion, when it was just 4-1, things felt a little bit bleak for Team Pelican. But with that second cap, 4-2 with 9.5 minutes left, it's anyone's game. Team Pelicans can still pull us out of the magic box, so we'll see if they manage that.
Yeah, you're right, man. It's important to maintain one's composure when you're down, and we've seen teams just completely start falling apart sometimes when a lead gets up, and you can almost hear the chat in their comms, you know, where they're yelling at each other. But Pelican, very composed here, very waiting for a good opportunity and taking advantage of it when they get it. So we'll see if that continues. As looking on the Pelican stand, Trix is there, and here is FX coming in that Shrike. Does he go for the Shrike grab?
Wow.
But quickly returned.
And
I
on the other
always
side
love
of
the
the
Shrike
map,
grabs, man.
and on the other side of the map, we have Knudsen just sitting on the stand and denying a cap attempt. He was just he went for the melee, but he ended up only settling for the super heavy body block. But he just sat his fat ass on that stand, and no one got out.
Yep. So again, we will watch as these teams set up once again on their routes and start their crashes. And they are at midfield now, so we'll see if they choose to battle each other here. No, I'm looking at Matten and Fidget. They take a few obligatory shots at each other, and Matten may be coming back to, yeah, he's going to suicide out here and try to meet him back at the stand. Here comes Fidget and Black, Chicken U off in the distance, getting ready for his run, and there is Nordsmark also making himself known. They've got to deal with Matson. It is Matson. It's like Benifer, Matten and Knudsen on the stand. Eunice with a grab for Team Vertigo, and Chicken U does get away with this, and he's got a good head of steam here as they do get a chance for the return. Here comes Little. Is he going to get to this before Brain Damage does? No, Brain Damage does pick it up. That was a big play as Benzie came in and got Little. So now Black coming in to try to break that up, does not, taken out by Brain Damage. And so it is going to be Knudsen picking it up for Vertigo, and the Pelican team looking pretty good in the backfield here. They will go to a standoff with 7 minutes left to play in this one. Again, that 2-point lead, very crucial right now for Team Vertigo, and they will try to eat up as much time as they can on this standoff.
I think it's very well played by Team Pelican. They got the clear and they got the capper out exactly like they should have, exactly like they perhaps haven't been as much as, say, Team Vertigo. He was, well, just out clean. He was good speed, good health. And on the other side, Vertigo with a similar story. So as we have moved into this first standoff, we notice that Team Vertigo seems to be putting the pressure on first. We do have Nordsmark at the Diamond Sword base, but he is all alone, so he's going to... Well, he's there with Fidget, but they're still probably going to hang back if they can with Chicken U coming to support. But we do have Vertigo pushing on Team Pelican. Trix, Eunice, FX, and Brain Damage supporting from afar. This is potentially dangerous because the flag is dropped as... Oh, wow. That was beautifully
returned. For the return. And so Knudsen, he's under a little bit of pressure himself. He's got a ways to go to get back to that base. Here is Chicken U. They do take out Nordsmark and Fidget and Chicken U. A big play there. So now here comes Vertigo in numbers heading back to the base, and it's looking very clear as here comes Black. And is he going to get there in time to stop Eunice? No. And the cap is made. It is 5-2, and a quick standoff results in another point for Team Vertigo, and so they are 2 away from advancing to the grand finals of EUTL.
I think that standoff was really the tipping point for this match. I mean, it is still possible for Team Pelican to come back and to win this, but I honestly think losing that standoff in terms of their nice stop by Knudsen and Chicken U there, in terms of their ability to stay motivated, and they're just, in terms of just physical time, things are kind of coming to a close here, and I really do believe that Vertigo have secured enough of a lead, 3 caps up above Team Pelican, that they can comfortably continue to play as they are and win this.
Yep, and time becomes again a factor for Team Pelican as they're going to have to step things up here, and we might see a little bit more offensive pressure from them as we go into the waning moments of this round. And here is Benzie with a grab. It is dropped, and they will be on it quickly. And actually, they're just going to hang on to it for the time being. Here is Nordsmark and Fidget coming in, and they are distracting. They do draw everybody off the stand. Chicken U does at least move this not very far, just right over that vehicle pad. And Matten and Trix there, and the return will be made. 4:30 left to play, and it's looking pretty good again for this Vertigo team. They've just got to eat up about 4.5 minutes here. But Pelican on the move and trying to make things happen. Here is Black. As they do, the flag is returned, so this is the only one out. Black is loose with it, and he's got pretty good health as he heads to midfield. FX is going to try to intercept him on the way in, but he's got a lot of speed, and he is going to make it. Here comes Matten.
Oh, beautifully killed.
And Cat 999 is going to get the cap for Pelican. He did manage to, with the force of the momentum, get it to the stand, and so they are going to get a cap on the board. So Pelican not out of this yet. They have they're only down by 2.
They're only down by 2, but we do only have 3 minutes and a half left. They're only down by 2, and it does seem to be better for them, but it is still dangerous. They need to keep up the pressure. They need to get that again and again in order to make things equal. So we'll see how they deal with this. Knudsen poking his head out to find a disc coming towards his face. Chicken you out with the flag. 230 speed. He was at full health. He's eaten a snipe and maybe another one. But he's got good support. Binz is over here to come and meet him, but so is Nordsmark and Little. So it seems like they're going to be able to secure this flag. FX, the only Vertigo player here to make anything happen. He's taken out too low, but he needs more support. Grenades by him. Oh no, so much spam on the stand.
He's going to have to pick this up, as there is Nordsmark picking it up. It's a drop again, and Black with it now. Matten and Black sitting there on with both flags very close by now. And Matten drops it. They get a big return here, and Black is going to get the cap. That makes it 5-4, and really they all down by 1 here. A good chance for Pelican, and really if they can just get it off the stand, even on a standoff, they could force overtime.
Yeah, that was well played by Team Blood Eagle, but also by Team Vertigo, managing to keep up more pressure than I was initially thinking they'd be able to. Matten actually getting trapped up in that little tower there, and actually before the flag was properly secured by Blood Eagle, I was following that inside the tower, so I was actually completely confused and had no idea what the hell was going on, unfortunately, because of the damn camera.
So Pelican fighting back here. We go under 2 minutes. They are down by 1 and looking to get an equalizer here, as we will see them start to come in on their run. There is Fidget and Nordsmark. They will try to distract enough for Chicken U to come in, and here he comes, taking that rock route. Well, it's not really a rock route, it's a bounce route, or it's a route either way, but he is taken down. Knudsen got him. That was a beautiful play, and that's a possible game saver there. They're going to be more defensive minded.
Not quite. We do actually have Black coming on the route. He is completely uncleared for, but if Knudsen doesn't spot him, and I can't tell from this distance, which he doesn't, gets the back body block. Oh, that must hurt.
Oh, nasty.
He wasn't even looking. Oh no. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
So 108, and now, yes, it's they've got about a minute or so to try to do something here, as they will just try to get it off the stand and get it in their hands. As here they come. Here is Nordsmark first on the scene. Immune's going to come in as well, and also Fidget. There's Cat and there's Little. There's a whole bunch of people, 5 by my count, and yeah, they're sending the whole team as well. They should. FX with a grab on the other side, because he's got plenty of room to do so, and they are not even looking at him at the moment. They're just trying to get more pressure on the opposing stand, and it's working for him. Chicken U is going to get away with this, as now he is quickly being pursued, though, as they're going to try to round off these corners a little bit. FX with a drop. Who's going to get to that one first? It's hard to say, as Chicken U still in trouble here. Knudsen with the pickup on the other side. There is Matten trying to get it sniped away, and Nordsmark is going to keep this, and we are going to go to overtime. Yes, a big play to keep that alive. That's all they had to do, and they did it. So Pelican forcing the issue here, and this one is very important. If that return is made, then Vertigo will win this. But
That
it
was-
is a fighting chance for Team Pelican.
That was just a perfect play by Pelican. They realized that they needed to get the grab out, and instead of just continuing with the default, they decided, well, look, if we send the entire team to enemy base, we're guaranteed the flag. And also, if they get our flag out, they're going to meet us halfway back home. So, by doing this, they definitely secured their flag, and maybe even the return. The return didn't happen, because, well played by Vertigo, but it was definitely the right move to make by Team Pelican. And it's just, yeah, they had to go all in. They had no other choice. But the flag actually being passed along, very unfortunate timing. Actually, do you have a Pathfinder who gets the return?
Yes!
Holy
That is
shit, I
gonna
didn't
do it.
think he'd do it.
That is a big
Wow.
play and a game-winning play. And put it in stone, your winners of today are Team Vertigo, and they will advance to...
Winters.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, it's actually the other way. Yes, so we will go to a... What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. It was a joke from the last game. The last time I casted a Pelican game, I forgot who won the first one, and just making a little joke about that one.
You almost had me there, man. Yeah, that's very good. But either way, yeah, it's Team Vertigo, and we can put it in stone. They will advance to the grand finals, and a great run by Pelican. They really came up big there at the end and gave themselves a chance to stay in this. And yeah, so I guess a lot of people will question whether Rain Dance was a good choice, kind of like whether Milk was a good choice in Anchorman.
Yeah, well, I think considering how well they played and the massive comeback they had, I think it was a good choice. And considering that if they picked a different map, they may not have done so well.
Well, they can certainly be proud of their effort. They played very well today. But yeah, I think it's kind of like you said, man. It's not that they played badly. It's just that Vertigo really had everything working on all cylinders. The coordination, the timing, it was just so well done. And yeah, just a fun game to watch on this end for sure. And it looks like we've got people joining the channel for post game antics. That's always a lot of fun. Good evening and GG's, folks.
Oh, good evening.
Hello, thank you.
Wow, that comeback! Holy shit, Pelican. That was close. That was really close. So, how do you guys feel about the match in general? Team Pelican.
I mean, it was first map was not what we expected it to be. I'll just say that. After beating Flam on it, I guess last time we felt pretty confident on DX again, but I guess that didn't really pan out. We knew Rain Dance was a pretty good pick for us though, but yeah, they just played really well. We played pretty well too. They came out on top. Yes. They played really well.
Yeah, GG's definitely. I think Vertigo were very, very strong in that. They had, I think, one of their greatest things was probably their fantastic support for their Kappas. They always had a lot of people there to defend their the flag carrier. And what about the other side of the table? How were Vertigo kind of feeling during these maps?
We thought we knew all three maps and shit how we would go, but we were so wrong. So we went for DX. We thought it was going to be DD, Sunstar, and Dangerous Crossing. We wanted DD or Sunstar the first map, and then if we win, they pick DX, and if we lose, we pick DD or Sunstar again. So yeah, we were not ready for that. And what can I say? Yeah, we were like expecting them to be good, yeah, but we were choking really hard. Seriously, this was probably the most nervous game we ever had during this season. And holy crap, I was choking so bad.
Yeah,
I can say that. So we were really nervous. I must say that.
Well, it didn't show on this end. No. You made some great plays, man. Some good body blocks and stuff there.
I honestly thought, just from the way you guys are playing, just like the solid mechanical, just fantastic, especially with the support, the fantastic support you had for the flag carrier, I thought you were just going to be laughing around like in your Vertigo pothead videos.
What is that?
The Vertigo pothead videos. Have you not seen these?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what his name, that's the thing. Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we started, we tried to have fun and shit, but then when shit got, shit didn't work, and I think Taser got Akaibo versus me in the first run there, and then we felt pressure immediately. So, I noticed that I was not myself there.
A question for Little and Immune. Going into the second map, you guys had kind of had an exchange in the previous map until Vertigo pulled ahead with the extra couple of caps. It was very much one cap was made, the other team responded with their own cap. And what was your kind of mindset going into Rain Dance after that map?
We're kind of used to just being able to be really solid on D and like still get out with a lot of flags. It's just the way it's felt on Rain Dance. I guess we're mostly expecting more of that. Didn't pan out that way again, I guess, but I guess that's all there is to say.
Yeah.
They surprised us with just really good play. Like amazing player on tap all the time.
We're used to playing from behind usually, like we never thought we were out of it, and I don't think we really were out of it until the very end.
Definitely.
So we started feeling the pressure there towards the end when there was about 3 minutes left, and we were down by 1. We're still confident we could get out, and we were planning like a full offense push, like with
which we did.
6.
Yeah,
after
that
like
fantastic.
that offense
Yeah,
run
the old
failed, we were
Tau
waiting for another
cluster
one.
play, yes.
Oh man, that one, that's what said. But
Really
it might as well could have been, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, watching that, as soon as I saw the entire team moving there, I just thought this is the only right move. It was the best thing you guys could have done.
Yeah, and everything was pretty calm aside from me. Like I was a little angry at one point because I saw a bit of warp and I was overreacting a bit. Sorry about that, but
That's fine.
other than that, like everything was great. Eunice was smooth the whole time. There was nothing was bad, and they just played better.
Yeah, I mean, looking at DX, I felt like when Vertigo started to take the lead, I couldn't really point to any one particular fault you guys were making. You had decent crash, you had decent defense, good offense, you were getting out with grabs. I mean, it seemed like you're doing everything right, just Vertigo seemed to be, getting these extra caps. So, I mean, the way I figured it, me just getting outplayed, unfortunately, it just came down to that instead of you guys messing up. It just happened to be Vertigo playing well.
I don't know, I think there's a lot of things we could have done better on DX, honestly, especially on defense.
Would you mind sharing
like
that
a
with the,
lot of things. Maybe not like everything.
Fair enough. That's fine.
Well, honestly, like maybe if we focused a bit more on fragging on defense, and
Okay.
just I don't know. I had a few moments where I felt like I choked, but aside from that, we just need to be more prepared next time. They were, I don't know. We could have been more prepared. They were obviously ready, and just standard Vertigo. They were playing really, really well, and we just were not well prepared enough for it, I guess.
Well, you guys definitely held your own, and it was a fun game to watch from this end, for sure.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, that was the best game of Rain Dance I've seen in a while. Thank you guys for coming into the interviews. Do you guys have any shout-outs or plugs you'd like to make?
Shout-outs to Vertigo. Really good players. Amazing games. Really fun to play.
Shout out to Flam and Tao. That's it.
Shout out to you guys. Probably one of the best I must say. I was there every single time there. Perfect job. Shout out to Chris Lay, he was watching me, watching the game. Shout out to Vertigo as well, my team. Shout out to every fans. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to community.
Does your mother watch the
Shout out to you
casts?
casters.
Does your mother watch you play Tribes?
Fuck no.
Doesn't everybody's mom watch them play Tribes?
I know mine does. Well, it has been a pleasure casting your games, and I'm glad to hear that you guys had a great time. I personally had a fantastic time casting. I don't know how about you feel, Winters. And I'd just like to give a plug to playerpug.com to all the people who haven't gotten into competitive or just simply friendly competitive 7v7 games. Please visit playerpug.com. It is just fantastic to play pugs. It is what makes Tribes for me these days. Shout out to the TCN network, the guys who have taken me under their wing as a caster. I wouldn't have had these many opportunities if it wasn't for them. And I'd like to plug my own channel, twitch.tv Mr. DrunkenJedi. I'll be casting on that just occasionally, but more importantly, I'll be streaming my own competitive matches, my own pugs and my own pubs. So please come and watch me. And Winters, do you have any of your own plugs to make?
Of course I do. So, well, thanks to these teams for making Rain Dance fun again. They said it could not be done. but they did it. And just a great game to watch and a great game to cast, and had a great time doing it. And yes, shout out to everyone at TCN, and of course the folks at Tribes of Sin, the main channel, and High Res Studios, APC, and the whole crew out there who keeps the game going. And to everybody who watches, we appreciate you very much, and we appreciate your support. And don't forget, I am part of the Independent Broadcast Network, the home of Freaky and many other Guitar Guy, all your favorites. And you can find out the latest about us on Twitter at IBN Casting, where we tell you the latest on the games that we're doing. Should be doing some Tribes possibly later if that game does happen. And if not, don't forget Friday Night Hockey, as always, on the Independent Broadcast Network. I'm Winners with the One. You can find me on Twitter at Winners with the One. And always a pleasure, folks. And Jedi, we had a good time, man. I enjoyed casting with you, man.
Yes,
Good job.
Pleasure to cast with you, man. Good cast.
Absolutely. And yeah, thanks for the great camera work. We got to see some beautiful views of Rain Dance here. It's a fun map to look at, as well as play. And it's a fun game to play as well. Check it out at tribesofsin.com for free. It is not a pay-to-play game necessarily.
And with that, I'd like to bid you all adieu. Please do tune in tomorrow, as I will be casting with the infamous 9 Watts, the losers final between Team Climax and Team Flamboyant. It looks to be a great match. So, similar time, same place. Come and
That
watch
doesn't
us.
sound right, by the way. That's
Is
not
it?
loser final.
Yeah,
Loser final
I
is
like
going to be
lower
Pelican
bracket.
versus No. I mean, it's
It is a losers final, I believe. Sorry. Yeah, it's one of them.
Yes.
Is that what it's? Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
the
never mind.
losers finals A is Team Climax versus Team Flamboyant. Losers final B is Pelican versus the winner of that.
Yeah, you guys will take on the winner of that one. So, and that will be a great game as well. I'm sure that you guys will be bringing your A game to the B game, or however they're. Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, thanks everybody, and I think that's going to wrap it up here. And for all of us here, I'm Winners with the One, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.